We got our new monthly award program in MLB The Show 23, and there's been a lot of discussion on which cards are the best or who is actually viable to use on your team. Today, I want to talk about these monthly award cards, the theme team that you can use with them, and then rank these cards on the tier list that we do, so you know which cards are going to be the best to use heading into the new ranked season. To start us off, this is what my current God Squad looks like. There's been a lot of discussion over Aaron Judge in the Vision. To start off, yes, I think this card is a top tier level card in the game no matter what, and while I think it's going to be a problem where he might swing and miss a bit, and some players may struggle with lower vision because that's how things go, I think he is absolutely worth a try if you do not have all of the options in the game. Hell, if you even have every card in the game, he's definitely worth a try. The maxed out power, pretty good contact versus both sides, the maxed out clutch, and the diamond fielding and good enough reaction, that's going to be a solid outfield option, definitely worth trying. So as you see, I'm going to try him on my God Squad, see how he is. I'm personally excited to use him. But if you don't want to go that route, I would definitely recommend this monthly award theme team if you do not have that many cards in the game and you're trying to play catch up. The way that this Eddie Rosario card boosts the contact on these cards really increases the viability of these guys, especially guys like Wander, Luis Robert, Will Smith, and Aaron Judge, and you could use 3 other cards on the team that don't get boosted, which means if you get some of those 99s from the XP reward path or other avenues, you can pair 3 of them with this theme team, and this team is gonna rake. And on the pitching side, there are especially viable pitchers like Mitch Keller, Framber Valdez, and Nathan Eovaldi who get boosted by the Blake Trinan captain with unreal hits per 9. Eovaldi gets max hits per 9, Framber gets 112, Mitch Keller gets 108, these guys got sinker cutters, and Nate Eovaldi got a nice 4-seam cutter combo. Trying to catch up on the rest of the game, maybe took a break in Season 2. I would highly recommend doing Tops now and then Monthly Award, because you have a very stacked team with these guys, including a bullpen with basically all 125 hits per 9. And I want to remind you all that we are doing these tier lists all on ShowZone. I'm going to put the link to my profile in the description. I'm just going to give you all access to my profile so you can see these tier lists as they are updated. And you could bookmark this page and see all of these as soon as I update them each week. We've got catcher, and catcher's interesting. I think Will Smith has a very favorable swing. I think he's up to Mike Napoli's level because I feel like a lot of people like Will Smith cards. If you played co-op to start off the year and you used that gold card when he was a live series gold, I think you will like 97 Will Smith. He is personally a favorite card for many people, in my opinion. These guys are probably the go-to options in Season 2 from my experience. But if you have your set 1 cards, 95 Santana is also very solid, along with Real Muto, Posada, and Alvarez. Honestly, we're going to put Santana in the S tier. His level of hitting is definitely up to par with those other guys in Season 2. And these guys are definitely all worth rocking still, because catcher's pretty thin right now. First base, I think it's smart to start moving towards Season 2 unless you are using someone like Babe Ruth and maybe plan on wildcarding him. Season 2 has a lot of good options, especially including secondaries. Poppy and the Big Hurt are definitely some of the go-to options, along with Stan the Man. Obviously, you got to do BR or the ranked program to get Musial or Frank Thomas. And if you don't want to even go that route, Josh Donaldson is a great safe option that you can get very easily. Along with Freddie Freeman, all going to be pretty nice first base options. Second base is interesting because I think Trey Turner is probably my pick still, is like the #1 guy, along with maybe 99 Corey Seager, who I have personally really liked. But again, there are a lot of options based on your team and who you need. I think all of these guys, especially guys like Wander Franco, can make a lot of teams. But plenty of guys like Hannes Wagner are going to be very good options there as well for that contact speed combo. Slide over to third base, and I obviously care about power a lot more here. So someone like Chipper is going to be a safe lock for a lot of people heading into Season 3. It will probably end up being a wild card for those who got him. But not everyone who likes Chipper, and maybe someone wants to use a wild card somewhere else, which is absolutely viable. So if you're planning on newer cards, I'm working towards David Wright. I don't want a wild card Chipper in the long run. I want to use David Wright over to third base eventually. But if you don't even want to go that route, absolutely get Josh Donaldson. This card is nuts and not that hard to obtain. I feel like he's like a must use for how easy he is to get for many people. And you could use Freddie Freeman over at first base and not even bother moving him over to third. But also you could definitely run Nick Castellanos if you want another easy to obtain option. and you don't mind running a little bit worse fielding. Shortstop is interesting because we start to get a little bit more depth here, and a lot of Season 1 had expensive shortstops other than like Lindor. So if you weren't rocking Lindor, who is easy to earn, you were likely saving up a lot of stubs or collecting a bunch of cards to get your shortstop option. You could also slide over Josh Donaldson for an easy to earn option, but I don't think people are going to do that. His defense kind of stinks there. So I think Wander is a great safe option at short for the contact speed defense combo. He's going to be a lot like Lindor Season 1. I feel that's a good card to transfer over to heading into Season 3. But shortstop's one of those positions where it seems like it's worth saving up stubs for, because a lot of these best options are rare round choice pack players, collection players, where you gotta at least grind a bit in something like BR to get someone like a Longo. So I definitely recommend allocating your stubs towards something like shortstop. The outfield is of course still very stacked, and with our monthly award cards we have a lot of other guys. I think at this point, the only Season 1 cards people are regularly running are someone like a Mike Trout, maybe Trey Turner in the outfield, and maybe one of the other guys in those A and S tiers if you really like them. But I think a lot of people have moved on to Season 2, especially with guys like Hammer and Hank, who I've recently got, people who are saving up for the Commerce Comet. And even some of these guys lower, like Grady Sizemore, Luis Robert, Steven Kwan, Yordan Alvarez, are all very good options in the outfield still. Yes, I think Aaron Judge is S tier. Like I said before, the hitting attributes are so good. He's going to crush, in my opinion, for a lot of people. The vision's going to be a factor. You might swing and miss a bit more, but I truly think that card is going to be good. I will be testing him, and I guess I'll give you a response to that by the time Season 2 ends. And yeah, there are a lot of outfield options. I think for a lot of people, going for those easier to obtain pretty good options in the A tier is a good place to start, along with using some of the S tier guys that you grinded in Season 1. But as you keep going, I would start getting a couple guys, hopefully like Hank Aaron, who I think is great. Maybe spend some stubs on a guy like a Bryce Harper or a Booger or a Commerce Comet. So you have a top tier outfielder that you can also use for the lengths of Season 3, because we only have one ranked season before that starts. To the pitching staff, at this point, we have said I think it's worth starting to look towards Season 2 options. Nolan Ryan, Randy Johnson, I think are the guys. I did bump down Kershaw just for precautionary purposes. I think he's definitely of the A tier level at least. I got Nolan Ryan. I may get Randy Johnson at some point, but I'm definitely planning on using a lot of A tier, B tier guys in my rotation. I think they are more than fine to use, while pairing them with maybe one or two of the guys in the S tiers of these seasons. And I just in general want to start moving away from Season 1 pitchers, because I want to start accruing parallel XP and actually using pitchers for a good amount of time to get that. Because in Season 1, I was not able to do that easily. And then finally, the bullpen. We got a lot of nice upgrades in the bullpen with this monthly awards. Season 1 was a little weak, as we've talked about before. Honestly, even though these guys are S tier, I think it's very fair to start moving on from them. If you struggled with them, they are definitely not a necessity. I think Chapman, Kenley, Mo, Goose are very good options in every bullpen. Kimbrel is definitely someone that does not have as much usability as those other 99s, but I could see a lot of people running the Blake Trinan captain and getting Phillips and Batista in there, and probably Moretta, is that how you pronounce his name? So you can get that captain boost, and that would honestly be more than enough for a very viable bullpen paired with a couple of the starting pitchers. But yeah, Season 2 has a lot more top tier reliever options, and I think you'll probably have at least a couple of those S tier guys. I think Goose, Kenley, and Mo are definitely all more than obtainable and are worth getting. Good luck on your second ranked season's push here in Season 2, and we will make sure to do some more tier lists as we progress our way into Season 2, so we know which cards are going to end up being the best to keep into Season 3. But you all have a great rest of your day. Make sure you sub to the channel for more tier lists, and I'll see you again on next one.